All right, Kimberly, so there we have it. As you said, she's alive.
Yes, she is alive. I told Juan because I wanted to reassure my friends, and I was like, look, she has the pulse. Because Juan was like, hold the death certificate if you get it. Obviously, you want her to be in good health. You don't want to wish ill on anybody. You want her to be able to compete and do the debates and run for the presidency. The problem is what so many people have highlighted, with the emails, destruction, all of these things, going to great lengths to cover and to conceal. So it doesn't inspire any kind of faith in her, about her credibility, about her ability to lead and make good decisions when all of this is going on, which is distracting from whether or not she's capable and qualified to be president of the United States. So maybe this is going to help her in the polls, and it'll kind of put away some of the ideas about her vulnerability and her physical capacity to be able to serve. Let's see.
So as a former editor of Men's Health, would you please evaluate the doctor's medical evaluation?
I mean, look, the only person who had a worse week than Hillary was her double. And the good news is, it was non-contagious, so the good news for the child that she hugged.
There goes that. I got to cross that one off the.
Well, she was just about to join the X-Men, so, because, anyway. How do we know it's really her? I'm just wondering. It could be David Spade in his best role. It could still be somebody else. I'm not ready. I don't accept this at all. I don't accept any of this at all. No, I go back to my one thing.
Chelsea's physical. There you go.
There should be an independent person that is appointed by whomever that does both candidates or 3 candidates or how many there are, and you keep the stuff secret that you keep secret, but you release the heart and the lungs and the circulation and what's left. Heart, lungs. Did I leave anything out? The brain. The brain is. Whoa, yes, there you go.
Freudian.
Yeah, lastly, do you really need a healthy person?
What?
Well, that's the thing. She is taking some medicines.
Yes.
I mean, thank goodness we have.
This comes from the sickly guy with the unicorn cup.
Eric, she's been. I think the accusation is she's protective of her personal information, but she's been reckless with federal government information and classified information, and that's the frustration.
Let's take a step, and I think weighing on what Kimberly said, not only did a campaign hide this, then the campaign went ahead and bypassed the emergency room when they knew she had pneumonia. That I think is a big thing. And then Bill Clinton today saying, ha, 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 laughing it off, like, doesn't everyone... Why is everyone making such a big deal about a flu? Well, it wasn't the flu. It was a pneumonia. Now we see the X-ray. Thank you for showing the X-ray. That's good news. So I think that eliminates another one of the conspiracy theories out there. But let me ask you this. Levaquin, I get it. You want to get rid of pneumonia. Okay, fine. Move on. Why Coumadin? Coumadin is a very, very powerful blood thinner. Extremely powerful blood thinner. A lot of people with AFib. This is true. You can laugh this off.
But I mean, so many people take Coumadin. Coumadin's not an exotic medicine.
It's not like Plavix where you just, because your cholesterol is high.
Do you have stock in pharmaceuticals?
Coumadin is used a lot of times for people who have arterial AFib to prevent strokes. I mean, there's a reason to prescribe Coumadin.
I see.
Eric, I have this weird pain in my right around here. Can I have you look at it later?
Maybe.
He's filling in for Siegel's office hours after the show.
Let me just say, after listening to Eric, if I'm still laughing in 4.5 hours, I should seek immediate medical attention.
Oh, my goodness.
You should seek it anyway.
No, Coumadin is a medicine that my mom had when she had.
It's very ordinary.
But they're about the same age, so I don't even. Why did I even bring that up?
Why did you just?
Sorry, Mom.
Well,
I'm just trying to think that.
Dana. Your mom.
No.
There are a lot of less
intense
medicines used for high cholesterol, thinning blood, whatever. But this is a strong. Listen, I have many friends and family who've been on Coumadin. You hold an arm tightly, they will bruise. I mean, it's very strong. That's all. I'm just asking. Did they go through the reasons for each one of these medications?
I do not have that in detail. I do not. It just says current medications. Juan, will Democrats think that this is enough?
Right now, the push all around Democrats is get the information out and get it out right now. They think that there is a bleeding, to continue our medical analogies, and that it's hurting her. So they think that really to staunch the bleeding, get out as much information as you can, as quickly as you can, and benefit from the contrast to Donald Trump, who said he was going to put out information and then pull back, but also remember that she put out an extensive review back in, I think it's June or May of 2015, and he has never put out. And the letter from Dr. Bornstein, or whatever that guy's name, who was a gastroenterologist, was treated as, oh, well, that's just funny, that's just Donald Trump. But you can see in the polls that you cited, Dana, that the American people see this as feeding into a narrative about Hillary Clinton not being trustworthy.
Right.
And that's the damage. I mean, it's really not about health. It's about character.
Right. Well, Donald Trump, as you mentioned, today revealed the results of his recent physical exam during an interview with Dr. Oz.
If your health is as strong as it seems from your review of systems, why not share your medical records? Why not?
Well, I have really no problem in doing it. I have it right here. I mean, should I do it? I don't care. Should I do it? Yeah. It's two letters. One is the report, and the other is from Lenox Hill Hospital.
May I see them?
Saying, yeah, sure.
So these are the report. This is from.
Those were all the tests that were just done last week.
All right, so within 24 hours, we're all going to have all the information that we are probably going to get on the health of the candidates. Good enough for you?
Well, I mean, I think it was great that he went on Dr. Oz. Amazing. He used the same doctor who wrote the note. That's like having your spouse do your job review. You need to have, again, I will go back. It's important to have somebody objective. But also, I have to admit, I see why this is kind of, everybody has something to hide. If you're like, if you're my age and you don't have a colorful medical history, then you haven't lived.
Oh,
so I think that you have, again, an in-depth exam. You release only the heart, the brain, and the lungs. But I also wonder, and I said this yesterday, what will America accept? I mean, what happens if you have a mood disorder, or if you were treated for substance abuse, or maybe you had an STD? Wow, I mean, are those things that will keep you from being elected?
Or how many people would that prevent Kimberly from wanting to run in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, then
you had to reveal all this information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe, but if you had good health, yeah, you would not have any hesitation to it. And you could also, if you had a lot of bad things wrong with you, like Greg, you can always get a job working in television.
That's so true. Barely working.
It's actually a job requirement.
Yes, exactly. A lot of issues.
Yeah. Happy with
We're aware of them every day.
Trump-Oz report, Bowling?
You know what's amazing was all the news networks were sitting outside of the studio talking to people who would just watch because they wanted any nugget of information.
Because it doesn't air till tomorrow.
It turns out Donald Trump has declared he's a very healthy man.
Yes.
Okay. and now, if everyone's healthy, Juan, can we get back to the issues?
Well, I would hope so, but I think that it's, you know, it's just a strange story about health care. I mean, clearly, the woman got sick. That's about it. If there's something interesting about releasing information, as Greg was talking about, it has to do with female issues. I mean, how much personal stuff. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, no, there is. I think that there is a case to be, and certainly women's groups are going to make that case.
Yeah, that's very different. I mean, that kind of
when you
stuff.
have your mammogram and your other
People get upset walking through TSA magnetometers.
Hide the fact that there have been several occasions where she's fainted, passed out
Nobody's
cold,
trying to hide anything.
And it's more than, I would guess, more than the general population by a bunch.
What?
And that matters if you're going to elect someone to be your next president.
Say that
the
again?
fact that they have fainting episodes and falls and blacking out and can't remembers. I mean,
oh gosh, Eric, I think you're going.
She did invite this on herself.
Yeah.
I think
in terms of when she told the
private.
FBI 40 times that she couldn't remember.
Now, look, where she invited this on herself was on Friday when she told her aides, this is not a big deal. We don't have to play into the Trump thing about I've got health problems by telling them I've got pneumonia. She grinds it out. She does the national security meeting, the press conferences. My hat's off to her because she was sick. But then it really came back to smack her in the face, and it has hurt her, and that's why there's this rush to get the information out today.
I think they're smart. Everybody get it out on the same day, and then we can move on to other important issues.